In the quaint town of Pineville, lived a young woman named Emma. She had always been known for her optimism and kindness, traits she inherited from her grandmother Mary. Mary had often told Emma that everything happens for a reason, a phrase that had comforted her through life's ups and downs. Emma's life seemed to be on a perfect track. She had a fulfilling job as a teacher, a loving fiancé named Mark, and a close-knit group of friends. However, one summer, a series of unfortunate events began to unfold, shaking her belief in the phrase her grandmother cherished. It started with a call from her school informing her that budget cuts meant she was being laid off. The news was devastating. Teaching was not just a job for Emma, it was her passion. She spent sleepless nights worrying about her future and how she would contribute to the household expenses. Soon after, Mark received a job offer in a city far away. It was a significant career opportunity that he couldn't pass up. The couple faced a difficult decision. Either Emma would have to leave the town she loved to move with Mark, or they would endure a long-distance relationship. After much contemplation, they decided to move together, hoping for a fresh start. Leaving Pineville was harder than Emma had anticipated. She missed her students, her friends, and the familiarity of her hometown. The new city was bustling and impersonal, and Emma struggled to find a new teaching position. Weeks turned into months, and she began to doubt her choices. One afternoon, feeling particularly low, Emma decided to take a walk to clear her mind. She wandered into a small park and sat on a bench, watching children play. She noticed a young boy sitting alone, looking sad. Her teacher's instincts kicked in, and she approached him. "Hi there," she said gently. "I'm Emma. What's your name?" "Ben," the boy replied, barely looking up. "Is everything okay, Ben?" He shook his head. "I just moved here, and I don't have any friends. I miss my old home." Emma's heart ached for him. She knew all too well the pain of leaving behind a place you love. She sat with Ben, sharing stories about Pineville and how she too was trying to adjust to a new place. They talked for hours, and by the end of the conversation, Ben was smiling. A few days later, Emma received a call from a local community center. They were looking for volunteers to help with after-school programs for children. Remembering Ben and the joy she felt helping him, Emma decided to volunteer. The community center quickly became Emma's second home. She poured her heart into the work, creating engaging activities for the children and helping them with their homework. She formed strong bonds with the kids and their families, finding a new sense of purpose. Through her volunteer work, Emma met Carla, a social worker who admired Emma's dedication and passion. Carla mentioned a vacancy at a nearby school that was looking for a teacher with Emma's experience and enthusiasm. Excited by the possibility, Emma applied and was soon offered the job. Returning to teaching filled Emma with joy. She realized that losing her previous job had led her to discover a new community and make a difference in the lives of children who needed her. The move to the new city had brought unexpected challenges, but it also opened doors she hadn't imagined. One evening, as Emma and Mark sat on their balcony, watching the sunset, Emma reflected on the past year. It had been a tumultuous journey, but she had grown stronger and more resilient. She remembered her grandmother's words and smiled, realizing their truth. "Everything happens for a reason," she whispered to herself. Mark looked at her, puzzled. "What was that?" Emma turned to him, her eyes shining with newfound clarity. "Just something my grandmother used to say. I think I finally understand it now." As the days turned into years, Emma continued to make a positive impact on her students and the community. She and Mark built a life filled with love and purpose, grateful for the twists and turns that had brought them to where they were. Emma never forgot the lessons learned from her journey, and she passed on her grandmother's wisdom to her students, teaching them that even in the face of adversity, there is always a reason to keep moving forward. This extended story delves deeper into Emma's experiences and personal growth, illustrating how unforeseen challenges can lead to unexpected and rewarding outcomes, reinforcing the belief that everything happens for a reason. Let's learn some interesting words from the story. Optimism, a hopeful and positive attitude about the future. Example: even though it was raining, Sarah's optimism made her believe the sun would come out soon. Close-knit describes a group of people who are very supportive and care a lot about each other. Example: the close-knit family always spent their weekends together, enjoying each other's company. Laid off, when someone is let go from their job, usually because the company can't afford to keep them. Example: after the company lost money, several employees were laid off. Devastating, causing a lot of pain, damage, or sadness. Example: the news of the earthquake was devastating to the small town. Pass up, to choose not to take an opportunity. Example: she decided to pass up the job offer because it was too far from her family. Contemplation, the act of thinking deeply about something. Example: after much contemplation, he decided to move to a new city. Ached, felt a continuous, dull pain, or a deep emotional pain. Example: his heart ached when he heard that his best friend was moving away. Tumultuous, full of disorder, confusion, or changes. Example: the last year of high school was tumultuous for Jack due to exams and college applications. Adversity, difficulties or misfortune. Example: despite facing adversity, she remained determined to succeed. Unforeseen, something that was not expected or predicted. Example: the storm caused unforeseen damage to the area, surprising everyone. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until then, keep shining bright with Storylight.